Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'll be talking about why I personally don't believe in souls and what I think souls actually are. Now, souls are kind of a spiritual thing, right? It's kind of the essence of a person that is not necessarily physical, it kind of continues after death. Now, the definition of a soul is the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. So basically, what souls are is something that makes you you, that is not solely tied into kind of your physical existence and is something that goes beyond that, right? Now, that, in my opinion, is kind of this ties into the other philosophical areas of stuff like what happens after death or, the existence of God in certain religions. But in general, souls are kind of a universal thing. It doesn't really matter what kind of spiritual endeavor you go into or believe in, souls are kind of always there, right? They're not something unique to a specific religion or ideology, I guess. And this video is titled literally "Souls Don't Exist," and I kind of wanted to explain that. Now, I will be going into what I think a soul is and kind of why I think souls exist as a concept. Right now, in my opinion, souls are basically just the person's personality, right? So your kind of what makes you you, kind of your brain, right? And that's it. Now, that's kind of a shallow thing to say because, when people talk about souls, it's something very, how to put this, deep. And just saying you are all just in your brain, that's kind of shallow. But what I mean by that is that a soul is kind of it's not the personality of a human being. It's more like what kind of goes after death, right? It ties into that whole area of debate. But souls, in my experience, are always like, for example, if an artist creates a beautiful art piece, something that's very emotional, people would say something like, "Oh, that art piece has a lot of soul in it," or "That artist has a very good soul," right? Or your soul is kind. Basically, people refer to people's souls as kind of that true, unique them, right? Because when people say personality, that's kind of I would want to say shallow, right? It's kind of shallow to say simply, okay, what is happening with me? I got this vampire disease, which I mean, I look cool, but I look kind of like Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley. Like, no joke. That's cool. Yeah, but I don't want to just say souls are your personality, but in my opinion, your soul is kind of just how you perceive and react to things, right? How you intake, how you kind of what's your how you perceive input and how you express or rather do output, right? So, for example, how you react in a conversation, when you're talking to somebody, and what you say in kind of as a response, right? And in my opinion, souls were they tie into the whole afterlife thing, and it's kind of humans. We value our like existence, like existing. It's a very, how to put this, thinking about existing. It's very deep. I would say it's very I would even say spiritual, right? I mean, thinking about existence, it's very unique, especially being a human. It's such a rare um thing to have, to be, and to have the ability of self awareness, to be self aware. It's very unique, right? And I think humans just took that and were like, hey, if we have this ability, right, this feeling we have, there must be something more than just our physical existence, right? There must be something after, something in the like ethereal plane, like something from another dimension, right? Because kind of self-consciousness, it's self-awareness, not self-conscious, that doesn't isn't even a sentence, but self-awareness, it's so, how to put this, it's so unique, that it's very easy to start thinking that it is something very special, very unique, right? Something that's above the physical, right? It's like magic. Kind of. That's the best way I could put that, right? And that's kind of the my explanation for why people even came up with souls. It's to when you die, it's very. This is also very kind of ties into the what happens after death video, right? Which I made, and I don't want to kind of start talking about that because I made a whole video about that. Nobody cares, right? So yeah. Um, so yeah, in my opinion, souls are literally just kind of how you perceive things and how you express things, right? And that's about it. And now,
You need something?
realistically, uh, the brain, it functions on electricity, right? You have neurons, and in those neurons are electric signals, and the electric signals, they somehow turn into you, right? We don't understand necessarily how atoms can form self-awareness, how atoms can form life. Although life is much simpler, right? A simple plant is much simpler than where's my a simple plant is much simpler than a brain, right? So okay, it's wolf dead. Because atoms thinking about atoms, it's, or even you want to go even deeper. If I remember correctly, quarks form atoms. So quarks thinking about atoms, thinking about friggin' cells, thinking about humans. It's very. It's I think the best way to put it is that we simply don't know, right? I mean, nobody really knows as of now. We don't have the. Is there a dragon somewhere? Is that just, or is that just okay? 'Cause usually that wind kind of happens when dragons are flying somewhere. So this looks creepy AF. Yeah, but basically I was listening to Star Talk, if I remember correctly, and in that kind of podcast, they discussed the fact that another bug, that we literally don't know how atoms and how brain cells really turn into a self-aware being, such as humans. How we're literally just atoms. It's I keep repeating the word atoms. I say it a lot, but it's very. I mean, come on, guys, it's freaking crazy, right? Like, we are literally a bunch of atoms on a big rock, which is also made of atoms, thinking about a bunch of atoms on a big rock. It's thinking about, it just goes on. It's a loop. It's like when you open OBS and it's like a continuous loop, right? It's it is truly something to think about. And I kind of got off track, but a soul, even if souls existed, as humans, as many scientists would, we need to kind of figure out how souls work, right? But there is no real like evidence for souls, and something beyond that. Also, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like and subscribe, because like literally, 99 of you aren't subscribed, and I really appreciate the subscribes. Like, I look at my channel, and even one person subscribes. I mean, I notice it, right? I'm a pretty small channel. I grow so slowly that even one like, I noticed that, right? which is something you don't get with bigger channels. So, if you can, if you enjoy the videos, do. Yeah, so, wow, this view is quite something. Yeah, so continuing, essentially, this kind of souls tie into many various aspects of, I would say, philosophy, right? Many aspects of life, because when you start talking about souls, you also kind of start talking about self-awareness and what makes up consciousness, because souls are essentially your consciousness, only it's not tied to your brain, right? So you start talking about these things, and you have to start talking about consciousness, self-awareness, and afterlife, because essentially that's what souls are kind of, the whole reason of them, right, is to have an afterlife. Because, oh, I don't want to fight that. Oh no, big cat, big cute kitty. Oh my god, hell no, bye. Jesus Christ, that guy literally did half. He he removed half of my health. Shit. Okay, that was unique. I equipped my bow. I wanted to shoot him, but he was literally right behind me, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna shoot him. Should have had my shield up or something, but actually I'm not that far from where I was, because I literally went there and back. So yeah. So basically, personally, I just don't believe in souls, right? Because I think everything that you are and ever will be is in your brain, right? It's in you, and there's not really anything after that, and that's about it, right? Simply just due to the lack of empirical evidence, right? I mean, I guess you could say that um the soul is your brain structure and the current electrical signals inhabiting it, right? Because, like, if we could 3D scan the brain and then perfectly recreate it, and then kind of transfer, uh, I don't know, us, or you, to that perfectly recreated one, um, you would kind of live on. The if it's I'm talking about things I don't even fully understand, but I have just kind of thought about. So if I like, don't take offense if I say some really wrong scientific take. I'm just kind of talking here, right? um so I suppose a soul exists. No, it doesn't exist, right? Because souls are, as the definition says, immortal and spiritual or immaterial, right? And I think if we change the definition of souls, maybe, and if we had the kind of, not apparatus, but the technology, transfer consciousness from one body to another, or from a human to a computer, perhaps then souls would exist. But as of now, souls, that I don't believe in souls in the traditional sense, right? If you want to hear more about the my take on an afterlife, I believe I made a video about that. So check the channel out. I have a bunch of videos on these topics. Not all of them I have. Not all the videos are perfect, right? Because I'm just a kid talking about very difficult topics in like 20 minutes. So I'm definitely gonna, refilm some of those videos, and in a couple of years, maybe. Not a couple of years, but like in a year, maybe, just to kind of give a more well thought out and proper take. But that's that. So if you enjoyed, if you even found my rambling even at least logical and, how to put this, interesting, then leave a like, subscribe. I already promoted my channel once, but if you can, please do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.